Hey guys, this is Prometheus giving you guys more full game gameplay. Going to be using Buffalo Bills as my offense. On defense, I switched to the New England Patriots as my defense. Just want to show up my setups. Once again, I actually use match, do option, conservative. I've been playing a lot of receiver when I'm setting up my defense, and I use base align as my base defense. And then I also switch my defensive backs to play overall. Just in case I've got an opponent that actually switches things up. Now, my opponent that I'm going against is ranked 4,000 in the nation. He's got almost 500 games underneath his belt. So he's not a slouch. He's played, a ton of games, and he's strictly a Denver Broncos player. So this guy knows his roster. It's got some good talent on it. It's got some holes and stuff like that. But it was a run-first person. He liked to use a lot of heavy sets. I was I'm trying to use this dime package, but I couldn't use it against this guy. He actually dots me up here perfectly. He gets a 50-50 ball. He jumps up to it. He actually kind of aggressive catches it and gets a touchdown. So good drive for him. Less than 2 minutes on the offense. And now it's playing me on offense, but going against his defense. And I quickly learned that this guy was just basically one of those people that want to play cover one, basically man coverage the entire game, and doesn't really make any kind of adjustments out of his coverage. Just tries to pick up in tendencies and hopefully get some interceptions. And there's situations in this gameplay where I make some bad reads. Right here, hit him with a little wheel route. What this opponent was really good at is he picked up in tendencies. He remembered plays. You'd try to come back to a play, and he would know where you went the previous time. So the guy had a fairly good memory, so it was very challenging, and that's why it's important to have a fairly deep playbook like I do. So if you guys do play Buffalo Bills and you're looking for an in-depth offensive scheme, this has got basically 8 different formations. I have man beaters, I've got zone beaters, and different easy way to read defenses and stuff like that. And this guy didn't really make much of a change. Right there's a dragon concept. It's just a slant and a flat concept. Really good. Hit him with this route right here. For some reason, I've been practicing with that particular play. I can get an animation where I keep running after the ball, but when I get in ranked games and I get online, my wide receiver just basically nose dives, and he catches the ball, gets to be about 6 yards, and that's about it. But I'm doing a little inside zone, tie up the game 7-7, and this is when he got me out of my defense. Right here, basically he's using a Z close I-form stretch play, and he would just read his blocks perfectly, just knock my dude off like that. Watch, I really had a hard time stopping this guy's run. I wanted to try to stay in a cover 4 coverage, but you could see he just was getting perfect blocks with his run, and he was reading it. He was very patient with his run, so I had to start switching up my defenses to try to stop him. You can also see he's chewing clock in this type of situation. He wants to make this the last possession of the half, try to make sure he's up the score, opposed to giving me an opportunity where I can get the ball, move it down the field fairly effective against him. And he probably picked up the tendency because I wasn't a runner, I was a passer, and he went that route. So right here, get him in a 4th and 2 situation, and you can see he burns down some of the clock right here, but what he does is he runs the ball, and look at this animation. The guy just pushes off one of my tacklers and actually falls forward for a first down on a 4th and 2 situation. So I caught him behind the line of scrimmage, and he was able to go ahead and get the ball in. Right now I'm starting to try to preserve some time out here. I wanted to try to get at least a possession with it, and he actually falls into the end zone and gets a touchdown, which based on him chewing the clock, and he was a clock manager, I'm just assuming, okay, this guy is he's gonna chew the clock and take his points and not give me any of opportunities. So right there he gets a nice little block shed, sacks me. I take a massive penalty right there. Motion my guy over. I'm trying to get the leverage on the outside with Davis on the outside, but he's got, once again, I feel that pressure coming off the edge, and I just got rid of the ball a little bit too late. Might didn't get any separation. So I jump into an empty set right here, just because I didn't know what I was going to do. I was really frustrated. I don't have plays in my playbook that are 3rd and 24. But right here, this slant route, this deep post was perfect, and I'm able to fall forward for a first down. So as a result, they took a timeout. Now I'm going to try to hit him with the running back wheel, and ever since I switched over to this playbook, it might be a patch, I can never hit the running back wheels. in this game. Every time I typically turn over in a bad situation, it's me trying to hit a running back wheel that a couple months ago I could hit that consistently and get easy touchdowns. So he's got a nice little crossing route as a post route. My defender Hyde doesn't play it at all. Gets a first and goal situation. So he's got basically no timeouts. If I get one stop or sack, I'm pretty much going to stop him. So my guy comes around the edge right there and actually almost gets a sack. But you're dealing with Russell Wilson, who's a good quarterback, and he'll get those animations where he gets rid of the ball. Once again, I go with the pressure again. He can't get it off. So I switched into basically a 43 defense and using edge pressure. Right here at the very end, I jump into basically a zone version of the cover 2. It's really good against the red zone. He had a guy underneath that he could hit and maybe turn it in, but I could have tackled him short. So I think from because the guy's got experience, he's probably like, I got to get the ball in the end zone. I can't take the risk of getting tackled underneath and not having the ability to go up by 2 scores. So the guy knows what he's doing. So right back to that particular play. It's a dragon concept. I picked up about 4 yards. Now watch this. This is an auto motion play. Did this before. Look how he comes down and bites on it. Okay, so I saw that. So this guy picks up some tendencies. You can see the auto motion. I can't go back to that play because he's going to pick me off. So I go into my one play right here, which essentially it's like a dig outside, and you've got the inside. And try to go ahead and hit that. I'm actually looking to the outside. I didn't like the release, so I'm just going to go back to the drag route on the backside and try to go and hit that. So 2nd and 3, I'm chewing the clock down myself. All I want to do is try to just get down into the red zone, preferably get a touchdown. But if I settle for 3, that's fine. I'm still down by 2 scores. So this type of situation, I'm going to do that. Now typically I would have tried to go for that running back route, but because I'm not getting that, I decided to go ahead and ag catch this side off the right and actually get an aggressive catch. I typically don't do aggressive catches in the gameplay. It's just not the way I play. I will do more possession catches, but I figured, what the hell, I have to take a shot. I got to take a 50-50 ball. And then actually a little crosser right here in traffic. Fortunately, he played man coverage the entire game. And as a result of it, I felt confident that I could throw that ball as the edge pressure comes off. So right here he goes once again with the run. He's staying in this heavy sets. He's got 2 tight ends right here. I got the pressure coming off. He catches the ball right here. My guy pulled out of the area. I probably could have got that. Now he goes in a wide formation, and this is something he shouldn't have done. He was making me struggle with my defense when I was actually in his running sets. But right here he takes a shot up top, and my safety plays it perfectly, picks him off, and makes him pay in that type of situation. So he was making a lot of good decisions on offense. He was forcing me to defend the run, and that was his first bad set. So a lot of times when you play against someone who's really run focused, you get them in passing situations, and you get them in a shotgun situation. Most of those guys are not successful because they don't have a tendency to run the ball or use any kind of passing routes. So right here, a 3rd and 4 situation. All with man coverages. I haven't showed him this play the entire game, and I know that running back route is always going to get the positioning against any kind of man coverage, so I hit him right there. He had a defender in that area. His user was in the area, but he actually pulled him out trying to play the middle of the field. So because I didn't show that play to him, I was able to go ahead and use that in a crucial situation. So 2nd and 7 situation, 3 minutes left. He's still trying to use his previous scheme, but because his whole scheme is play actions and basically run plays. If I hit heavy pressure against him with this 61 defense, he just wasn't having any time. So you can see my edge pressure is coming off, and he has to wait for those plays to develop with his scheme. So I basically found the defense that was going to shut down his run and also put him in a bad situation with that. So right here, 4th and 7, I go into a totally different defense. This is basically a nickel defense, and it's got some edge pressure coming off, and as a result, I play the seam, because that was the route he was going to. So even though this guy had the intelligence to pick up on tendencies, he didn't have back pocket plays that he could pull out to help him stop him, to keep me off my, picking off of his tendencies and stuff like that. So right here, I get the ball down to the 6-yard line. He burns a timeout, so this guy understands clock management. He wants me to settle for 3 points to give himself an opportunity to get down the end zone, or basically keep the game, get an opportunity to keep it tied, because if I get in the end zone, the game's pretty much over. Right there, dragon route, able to get the ball down to the 1-yard line. Going goal line, I'm thinking I've got a big quarterback. I'm going to get in the end zone, and I can't do that. So a 4th and goal situation, decided to go for it. And the reason I decided to go for it is that 2 minutes left, this guy has no timeouts. He can't run the ball against me without putting himself in some dire straits. And I figured he's down on the 1-yard line. I can get a safety. And lo and behold, they get a safety, and as a result, this guy checks out. He realizes this game is milk and cookies time for me, so he checks out. Once again, guys, thank you for your support. If you want to see this entire Buffalo Bills playbook, go ahead and check out my Patreon. It's going to show you a complete breakdown of how I run my plays and my reads and all that stuff. So thank you for your support, guys. Until next time.